For Generation Y, buying your first home is a bit like believing in Santa Claus. Sure, it's a great idea when you're a kid, but by the time you're a teenager, you've pretty much long given up that idea. But with housing affordability headlines getting more press than the Kardashians, we thought we'd take a look at the subject and find out what it takes to buy your first home in Australia today. Price! So you want to buy a house? That's great! Do you have a lazy $500,000 just hanging around? No? Because in 2015, the median house price across all capital cities in Australia is $580,000. To put that into terms Gen Yers understand, that's 10,000 pairs of Chuck Taylor All-Stars. It's 1,500 three-day passes to Splendour in the Grass. It's what Rosalind Packer donated to the Liberal Party right before they won the 2013 election. So unless you're about to open a sweatshop or run your own music festival or start a political party hell-bent on perverting the future of Australia, you're pretty much shit out of luck. I mean, you could always just buy something cheaper like a van down by the river, but we all know you're too glitter fabulous for that. So that only leaves you with one option. Do butt stuff under the overpass. No, savings. Savings is your option. Best practice says you should have about 20% deposit before you even think about buying a house. But on a $580,000 mortgage, that's $116,000. Suddenly that van down by the river ain't looking so bad now, is it? If your best hope of saving $100,000 is to pray, then you're in luck. Because there are organisations out there who will give you up to 97% of your home loan amount in what is often called predatory lending. See, on top of stamp duty and your deposit, you're also looking at mortgage insurance. If your $580,000 house is leveraged at 97%, then your mortgage insurance is going to be roughly $30,000. That is, if someone's even willing to insure your broke ass. It also means you can roll your mortgage insurance into your total mortgage amount. Essentially, you end up paying it off 2 times over across the life of your loan, with interest. It almost doesn't seem worth the trouble, but it is. And here's why. Paying your mortgage. While getting the deposit together for a mortgage is hard, paying a mortgage is actually quite easy. You see, our generation are already used to paying north of $200 each week to rent some shitty room in some shitty share house in some shitty inner city suburb. Now, mortgage repayments aren't actually all that different, except that shitty share house could be yours. Current repayments on a $580,000 house across 30 years are approximately $650 per week. So if that's a 4-bedroom house and each bedroom is paying $200, then you're actually making $150 a week with a mortgage. If you swallowed your pride and bought that van down by the river, you could own that van and be saving money on rent. See, having a mortgage is not like making a blood pact with the devil. There are some upsides, which brings us to tips and advice. First tip is a simple one. If you're a first homeowner, then buy a first home. Do you remember some of the shitholes you grew up in? When you're looking to buy a house, don't buy a place that looks like your parents' place does now. They've had 30 years in the game to get ahead of your ass. You should be trying to buy one of the shitholes you remember from your childhood, only with, less asbestos. Know your repayments. Currently, interest rates are shockingly low, but they're not going to stay that way forever. If you're thinking about buying your first home, calculate your repayments with a 1 to 5% buffer on interest rates. This gives you a little wiggle room, right? I mean, look, it will hurt your online shopping a little bit, but if rates move, you want to be able to know that you can move with them and keep paying that mortgage. Finally, after all is said and done, if you're still nowhere near first home ownership, there is another option. Just kill your parents and take their shit. It worked for me. So that's our episode for the week. We hope you enjoyed it. You can find more articles, videos, dick jokes on our website. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and we'll see you all next week.